my great pleasure and honor to introduce the panel today. This co-creator of Fringe, J.J. Abrams. Our next co-creator, Roberto Orsi, has, with his partner, Alex Kurtzman, I'm so glad they came together because they do so much together. They've written Transformers, the third Mission Impossible movie. They wrote for a couple of my favorite shows, Hercules, Xena Warrior Princess, and you cannot go wrong with any show starring Bruce Campbell, jack of all trades. As I said, Roberto Orsi and Alex Kurtzman. Our next executive producer is showrunner, you met him before, Jeff Pinkner. Thank you. Next we have executive producer. I'm told he is a Maine bad robot man. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. As I understand it, he's in charge of a lot of post-production and editing for Fringe. Brian Burke. Now we have one of the stars of the show. Anna Torv was born in Australia, an actress of enormous range, as you've seen. We've also seen her in Mistresses, that's been shown here on BBC America. Anna Torv, thank you. Our next guest, Joshua Jackson, is best known for the seasons he spent on the WB network portraying the... He's a man who waits for no introduction. He stepped on my joke. I was going to say he spent many years on the WB network playing the sensitive, funny, intelligent young college student Felicity Porter. But then never mind. Finally, last but certainly not least, you know him from The Lord of the Rings. On 24, Day 6, he was the Russian consul Markov. You know him best now as Dr. Walter Coffee Cake, Tiny Pebbles of Cinnamon Sugar, Bishop, John Noble. I'm a critic, so I'm going to have a lot of opinions that I'll toss out. You can tell me if I'm completely wrong or not, in addition to questions. And I'll probably try to ask questions to you specifically, to some of you specifically, but please feel free to jump in at any point to disagree, add, agree.
We can't do that.
Great. I'd like to know right off the bat, what was the initial... I guess I would direct this to the two men who co-created the show primarily. What was the initial conception of the show, and how did it change?
Well, we started at heart to heart. We sat down in Jay's office, the three of us, and said, let's come up with a television show, and literally kind of had like a television workshop. And just said, what kind of shows did you love? I love this. And what kind of movies did you love? And so we went back and forth between kind of a mad scientist show and Heart to Heart. Right?
It's true. Heart to Heart kind of went by the wayside.
We thought, what about billionaires on a jet instead of a mad scientist? And then we went...
I think that first of all, if I can just say, thank you for coming. This is awesome.
And also, thank you, Mr. Tucker, for being here. This is an honor to have you doing this.
Thanks.
And I won't disagree with anything you say tonight, because I'm too scared to. But no, but I think that what Bob said is right. We just got together and we're talking about the shows and the movies that we loved, either growing up or just in our lives, and David Cronenberg type stories, and the Altered States, that Patty Chayefsky script, and the obviously Twilight Zone, obviously X-Files, Night Stalker, just all these things that we loved. And we thought doing a show that kind of lived in that world was very appealing to us, and we just developed it from there.
And it was like, what is not on television right now that we'd want to see? And the answer was a genre show rooted in character, and that was a big part of what birthed Fringe.
And who came up with the name Massive Dynamic? One of the great company names of all time.
That was you. I think that was JJ.
I think we literally had lists of names, and we were just emailing them back and forth. And some...
We had all the regular company names. General Dynamics, General Electric, this and that, and I think you put those two.
Yeah, it was just, we had a huge list of names,
Yeah.
and that was the one we came up with. And we were going to do Massive Dynamics, but it was taken.
It's taken.
.com, MassiveDynamics.com was taken.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, Massive Dynamic.
Right. Really? It's so
Available.
And if that hadn't worked, Massive Dynamic.
That's right.
That mucked us up for a while, just so you know.
Is it hard to remember?
Yeah, because you'd always say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
one is it
registered
now?
like the day before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird thing where we looked on and like it had literally been registered the day before or something. We were like, what? What are the odds that Massive Dynamics was registered? And then I saw
me.
it was you did it. Yeah.
Just trying to make a little money on the side. I thought you guys would pay for it.
Very Peter of you.